right, everybody. Man, we love events. We love events like this. There is literally nothing in your career that will help you grow faster, be more inspired, and help you grow exponentially than events just like these. It is the power of people, right? And so here's the thing. We know y'all are hungry, but if you can hang on with us for about 20, 25 minutes, we are going to show you a pillar that you can build into your business that will bring at least 7 figures into your business in the next 3 to 5 years if you're fully executed. Who's on board for $1 million in the next 3 years? Okay, hang out with us. Hang out with us for a few minutes. So for those of you, we see a lot of familiar faces. Who in here either is part of Girls with Grit or knows about Girls with Grit? All right.
I thought most of them were going to be like grits, like what you eat for breakfast, right?
I see some of our security squad in here,
squad
too.
up in here.
It's a little bit new. So, one of the things that we figured out is when outside of rooms like this, real estate can be kind of a lonely business, right? We hang out with our clients for 30, 60, or 90 days, texting constantly, nonstop, 11 o'clock at night, you're getting text messages from people, and then they close. And then outside of your client events, you probably don't see them too much, right? And then your friends and family just think that you've absolutely lost it. They just don't understand why you're working on the weekends and at nights. You can never put your phone down. And then the one group of people that you really feel like are going to understand you, your colleagues, a lot of times they feel more like competition, right? Because everybody's got this scarcity mindset. And we were feeling pretty lonely in our businesses in 2021 when we decided to start Girls with Grit. And one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to create a community for women where you could feel supported, where you could feel inspired, where you could feel empowered to build any kind of business that you wanted to without shame or guilt. And when we talk about shame, it's not always just feeling like your business is too small. Sometimes, especially as moms and wives, we feel shame and guilt because our businesses are too big, right? Because we've built this great career, but where are we failing over here as moms, as friends, as wives? And we wanted to create a place where you could build a big-ass business unapologetically. And that's why we started Girls with Grit in 2021. So since then, over the course of the last 3 years, we have amassed a community of 20,000 women nationwide. We are currently in all 50 states. We are in 6 countries. And so for those of you that are listening, that makes us bigger than Real Broker. And we have invested a little over $2.5 million of our own money into creating events just like these to build community for women in our industry. And as a result, we have been able to build an 8-figure business in a little bit less than 3 years. And fun fact, we have actually done that with the 3 of us being in completely different EXP organizations. So the next time somebody tells you that there's too many silos in EXP, you just remember Girls with Grit, all right?
Boom. I think we're done. Mic drop?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
All right, that was it. Have a good lunch.
No, but more than any of that, any impressive stats or anything, the most thing that we are really proud of is the amount of women's lives that have truly been changed through this community. Now, before you roll your eyes at me and say, oh, how can they truly change these lives? Allow me, if you're okay with this, to just kind of show you what type of growth we've had and some of the monumental things that we've gone through in just 3 short years. So in 2021, you see right there, we thought we were badass filling that room, and we even had a slider up to make that room smaller so it looked packed. We had 3,000 members in the group and 85 event attendees at our very first event, which... How many of you remember what happened in 2020 and 2021, right? Well, maybe not here in Texas, great old state of Texas, but everyone else was locked down. We had the great idea to do an event, and that's what happened in 2021, our very first event after being on Facebook for just a couple of months. 2022, St. Pete Beach, Florida, 10,000 members in the community and over 275 event attendees. We thought that was fun. We had like a whole circus of like acrobats and stuff for some of the parties. 2023 hit 13,000 members, had our 3rd annual event right here in this room, if you can't tell. And we had 400 event attendees there. That was incredible. And then in 2024, this last year, we have finally hit 20,000 members, had our biggest event yet with 500 women in that room. Woo! Now, the coolest piece out of all of this, I think the game changed for the three of us this year. How many of you have built something and you have your head down and you're just going and you're moving fast and you're flying fast with people by your side and you look up and you're like, what the heck? That was incredible. Like, wow, we really built something cool. But for the first time in that entire 3-year journey that we've been on, we've been able to look at each other and go, you guys, it's not about us anymore. And it never was about us. Now it's about the other women in the community that have taken a hold of our vision and have truly just implemented and have taken, I see them shaking their heads and I see tears in their eyes, that they have taken a hold of our vision, made it their own, and have truly, truly come alongside us to be ambassadors of the brand and the community to help every single woman in the real estate space that wants to be a part of our community. So thank you, ladies, for being a part of this. It's been incredible, and truly, especially for you men, you're probably like, Pink, I don't understand how this relates to me. We're going to dive into it a little bit here and how you can do this and implement and create community and build a really big 8-figure business the way we did super quick. You guys ready? All right.
All right, so we have done a lot of things right, as you can tell, but we've also done a lot of things wrong. So what that does, it actually puts us in a pretty unique position. And we built it fast, but over the past 3 years, we've been able to look back now at this point and say, because people ask us all the time, they're like, how did you do that? And honestly, like Jamie said, we are kind of in the thick of it, and we couldn't really put it into words as far as how we built community. But now that we're on the other side of it a little bit, and we're still growing, don't get me wrong, we're able to kind of put into words why would you want to build a community, and what does that even look like? So we're going to go through this. So building a community can be a couple different things, right? But build a community if you want a business. How many of us want a business that we actually enjoy working in and on? Right?
Clients that we love, not that we're trying to block.
Yes, we don't want to hate what we do every day. That's ridiculous. So build a community if you value meaningful referral partnerships that bring in millions in GCI. Who can get behind that? Yeah, y'all were kind of quiet on millions in GCI. Are you serious?
What the heck?
Build a community if you value collaboration and understand how it elevates you, right? We hear a lot of that, right? Collaboration over competition, and collaborating will actually get you, but a lot of people don't believe that, but you really have to believe that. Build a community if you want to have I'm sorry, what happened?
It's okay.
Okay.
You're good.
Build a community if you want to have a complete message to market match, right? You have to be authentic in your community about your messaging. And so we're going to go through 5 steps to actually doing that. You may be sitting here thinking, I want to do this for my RevShare organization, or maybe just to have some camaraderie in your life, right? Or maybe in your real estate business. So if we have time, we're going to give you some examples of how you can do that both ways.
All right, so we're going to start with step number 1, and this is important. You've heard this time and time and time again from so many of the speakers, but you have to choose a niche. When you are talking to everyone, you are talking to no one at all. And it's okay if you turn some people off, right? There's probably some people in this audience right now that are already sick of hearing from us like 5 minutes in, right? But for every one of those people, there's also 2 or 3 other people that are hearing our message loud and clear, and this particular presentation might be the one thing that changes it all for them. And you have that power inside of your businesses as well, whether it's your RevShare organization, whether it's your real estate business, but you have to have the courage to really hone in and choose a sector or a group that you really, really have a true passion for, right? So in your RevShare organization, if you are not a great hand holder, if you don't love educating, you probably don't want to reach out to a bunch of new licensees, right? Like that is not going to be your niche that you want to work with. Same thing in your real estate business. If you hate dogs, don't start a community for dog owners. You need to have something that is really, really passionate, that you have passion for. And don't get caught up in that, well, there's already a group for this, right? How many of you guys have felt like that? Like, I want to start something, but yes, I hear you, girl. It's fine. And there's already a group for that. Well, you know what? There's also 3 freaking gas stations on the same corner right down the road, and everybody's making some money, right? Everybody's going to serve that niche differently or have a little bit of a different niche. So don't be afraid to dive into that.
And then next step, you need to choose your platform. So where are your people naturally hanging out? Listen, if you're going to start a boomers group, you probably don't want your platform on TikTok. I'm just saying, boomers aren't on TikTok, right? So be where your people are naturally hanging out. Don't fight nature. Meet them where they're at, right? We talk about this a lot. The coaching girls understand that we've got to solve people's problems and meet them where they're at. And that's one thing that we've done really well with our community. We're always trying to meet them exactly where they're at and anticipate what their needs are. And then strategize on how to get them there and collect contact information. Now, this is something that we actually learned about 2 to 3 months into our journey when the group started exploding and we were like, shoot, if Facebook goes down, we have no way of like contacting these people. How can we go ahead and build that email list out so that we own these people's contact information so that we can still stay in communication with them and take them to whatever next platform we need to be on? So don't be afraid of building an email list and retargeting that email list with very specific, like Lauren said, market to message match. So that's something that we preach, even if you're just trying to do a small community Facebook group for, I don't know, moms of Holly Springs where I live and I wanted to start that. Make sure you have something that's lead capture that is capturing those emails and building out your email list as you're adding people to your group.
Also, I would just say before we move on, don't assume that people aren't going to opt into their email list because you don't know other people's behavior. In the last 3 years, we've built an email list, a little over 50,000 people, and you know how realtors are about sharing their information, right? So people will sign up for you if they see value in what you're providing.
Yep. And then step 3, you have to become a master problem solver, right? We know this in our real estate business, but it definitely translates into building community. So that's exactly what we did when building Girls with Grit. The problem was agents were lonely. The problem was the training sucked. Honestly, the training was very high level, but not tactical. And so that's how we built. We started meeting the agents where they were. We provided training that was actually easy to do, right? We gave all the steps in between, not just the A to Z. And we provided a place where women didn't have to feel so alone. So, and problems change as markets change, right? So you have to continually build and you have to continually pivot based on what's happening in your space.
Yeah, and we're going to give you some real life examples of that here in just a minute. But the fourth thing that we did was deposit, 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 right? And I think that this is the place where so many agents miss the match because they are so worried about what's in it for them that they forget about what's in it for their clients, right? And so we developed Girls with Grit, and our one main message to ourselves was we are going to give away for free what other coaches are charging for. And that was the key to our business because we were like, you know what? We know if we can get people to show up for our stuff for free and it's amazing, there will be no question ever that they will want to opt into the other things that we offer as well, right? Like coaching or master classes or anything like that. The other piece of it is we showed up like psychos, like literally psychotic amounts of hours. I'm not even going to pretend that it was easy. My husband's over here. He could tell you he's barely seen me probably in the last couple of years. Yeah. But the thing about it is that you see all these people on Instagram like, oh, I made $1 million overnight. It does not work like that, you guys. It just doesn't. But if you show up consistently, we've showed up now for 40 months consistently every single week. Every single week, right? Unless it is a holiday, we are there. We do free trainings every single week in our Facebook group, right? We just put it out there. The tactics that we're using, the tricks that we're using, things we call it our Mary Poppins bag, right? Like all of these tricks that we're using for marketing listings or whatever. And it's constant engagement in the Facebook group. You have to actually be in the community with your community, right? We have a 92% engagement rate on a 20,000 person Facebook group, y'all. That is unheard of. And it is because we are constantly in there. We thought it would be this really cute idea to do like fantasy football meets real estate, right? So the fall of 2021, we decided we were going to do fantasy football meets real estate, and we did 16 weeks of free coaching for anybody that wanted to sign up.
Templates
And,
included.
it was an hour every single week. It was all of our templates, our buyer presentation, our listing presentation, our open house flyers, like all of the things, social media branding. It was everything that we knew, honestly. Like it was our best stuff.
And we accidentally started a coaching program from that. A coaching program that now, our high ticket program, we've put over 600 women through that. So some of them are here with us right now.
Yeah. We did quarterly free masterminds. So these weren't masterminds that we were like, hey, ChatGPT, tell us what we should do in our mastermind today, right? Like we did not phone it in like that. These are anywhere between 1 and 5 day masterminds where we would show up again with our best stuff, the stuff that other coaches are charging for. And it was literally 13 months of showing up all the time before we ever brought a dollar home to our businesses, right? Because it was all about reinvesting in the community, investing in events, bringing the community closer together, providing value, guest coaches, all of those kinds of things. But it built Girls with Grit into what it is today. And so that's something that I want to encourage everybody in this room to think about is community is not an overnight game. Right? This isn't cold calling. You're not going to just get lucky. It is something that you have to do. It is the long game. But at the end of the day, like you literally get to make millions of dollars throwing parties for your best friends and hanging out with your friends online, right? Because now you're attracting the people that are like you and you like them too, right? So that is what it's all about.
I mean, that's fair. What other coaching program for women exists where we like listen to Tupac and Biggie and they all love it because we've attracted our people, right? Like it's
our
so
girls
cool.
know, right?
And we show up to events and everyone's in freaking pink and we're like, whoa, okay, we're here for it. But it's been awesome. But through all that, are you guys ready to actually learn how to build an 8-figure business? Because we're going to give you our blueprint. And again,
take a picture.
We never set out to do this, just so you guys are aware. We thought we were doing a cute little fun Facebook group, and here we are later on the other side, giving you exactly how we did it. So who's ready? All right. So step 1, we started with a free group. We actually started on Clubhouse, but like, let's just skip that piece.
Let's just forget like we ever got on
Clubhouse even
Clubhouse.
exists
That's
still?
embarrassing.
So Facebook was where it was at. And then step number 2 is our Monday motivation calls. Without fail, every single Monday, unless like a holiday lands on that Monday and our families deserve our time, we show up every single Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, streaming right live into our Facebook group with free coaching. And then step number 3, offer free quarterly trainings. In fact, we just did one last week. We did a free
Save your stale listing.
Save your stale listing. How many did we have?
Little over 2,500 people showed up for that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it works.
We break Zoom every now and then.
Yeah, we do.
We have to upgrade our account a couple times a quarter, but it's
We've created one-off templates, and then the next step, that's where we started to come out with some systems and courses and master classes and things like that. We've got a listing masterclass, buyer masterclass. We have our listing system, our buyer system. We've got it all. Literally, our ladies know that if they plug in and actually do it because we give them the templates literally on a silver platter, they will be successful. They just have to show up and do the work. We've already done the hard part for them of like coming up with the idea and the content, right? So that's the cool piece. And I think that's what differentiated us from other coaching companies is like, we're not just telling them what to do. We're telling them what to do, showing them how we've done it in our business and turn around to give them the Canva template that they can easily deploy, which has been awesome. We have a monthly marketing membership, and that's a low ticket, $67 a month. We don't have a ton of time to dive into what that looks like, but that's Momentum. It basically has everything they need, swipe and send emails, texts, postcards, like literally everything to stay in contact with their SOI, their farm, all of that. And again, it's plug and play, and our ladies are literally seeing millions of dollars in GCI success from just deploying what we've given them. And then again, we do free and low-cost events. You saw earlier, we had an event here last year. We did an event in Nashville earlier this year. Yesterday, we had a mini event, and we're going to be doing a few mini events. We've got one lined up in Denver in August. We've got one lined up in Orlando in November. And then we'll announce several more locations for 2025 across the country. So that's been something new that we've done, and we're excited about that. And then events and retreats. We've got beach retreat coming up in September. Yep, and that will be in the Panhandle in Florida. That one's awesome. Totally different vibe, and we love that. And then last but not least, we have our high-ticket coaching program. And that's literally how we built it, you guys. Just like Tara said, we just showed up. and we did it.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think the one thing that I'll point out with this is that social proof, right? So does anybody know what the average real estate agent makes right now per year? It's like $47,000 a year. Am I right about that? Our average coaching student that has gone through this cycle with us makes over $250,000 a year. That is the difference between just phoning it in and actually really plugging in and meeting people where they're at. And so with your guys' businesses, you can do the same thing with agents, right? Provide them the tools that they need, meet them where they're at. Or if it's your clients, right? Like actually teach them how to build wealth. Don't just say you're teaching them how to build wealth. Like actually help them do that. Provide the templates, provide the education. And honestly,
Moral of the story, if you build it, they will
they
come.
will come.
But you got to show up, and you have to show up every single day, relentlessly every single day. I see other top leaders and coaches in here shaking their heads, yes, up and down. We may have gained 30 pounds in the process. Thankfully, we've all lost that 30 pounds since then, but I'm just telling you, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see.
Let's see if we can hit. Is this going to play?
Let's see here.
Let's see if this
Oh,
plays.
there.
There it
This was
goes.
our most
This
recent
is-
event.
Yeah.
I learned to own my style, how I got this smile. Conquer fear, got the crown. Can't nobody bring me down. I'm looking good, quite frankly. Tim's a fitted big Yankee. Then I'm cold when I'm out east. I'm top tier, you can't rate me. Stop talking, baby, go get it. You start something, better finish. Yeah, that rooftop still a missing. I'm independently winning. Master B taught me no limit. Faith got me dominion. God give it, can't diminish. I'm set apart, I'm distinguished. You a baddie, baby. You gotta own it, style and your grace. You better own it, own it. All they wanna do is copy and paste, but you they can't replace. So own it, own it, own it, own it. You a baddie, baby. You gotta own it, style and your grace. You better own it. All they wanna do is copy and paste, but you they can't replace. So own it, own it, own it, own it. You a baddie, baby. You gotta own it, style and your grace. You better own it. All they wanna do is copy and paste, but you they can't replace. So own it, own it, own it, own it. Pop them tags, pop them tags.
It's not just about the three of us. It's about the incredible community that's been built. Woo.
All right.
How many ladies in this room are ready to be a part of our community now after seeing that? I mean, I'm here for it. All right, real quick, we're going to roll through how you can implement this and a couple of quick steps to do this in your real estate business.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we jump into that, I want to point out a couple of things from that video, though, just because it is really honing in on what your interest of your niche is, right? So like you'll see, like we did the Walk of Fame, right? We really wanted to honor our girls that were in our program for that. We really show people out. We bring people up within our community. A lot of our leaders are right here. Raise your hand if you've been on one of our panels or spoken at one of our events. Like there's a lot of you in here, and that's because we realize that it's not just about us. So think about that when you're thinking about your own real estate business. This is an example of how you could deploy this community tactic as a real estate agent. So we said step number one is pick a niche, right? So we think that if we were doing this over again, we would pick small business owners, right? That would be our niche. And the reason for that is it's a high desirability group, right? A lot of people have the idea that they want to be entrepreneurs, that they want to own a small business. They are also super easy to find, right? There's millions of networking groups everywhere that you can find who your ideal client is. You can find them online or in person. And entrepreneurs are the DIY community, right? And so there is an opportunity for you to provide massive value to them inside of their businesses just by providing the network, being the source of the source.
Yeah, so basically business to business building and essentially being 5 Mile famous in your local market. And then step 2, you're going to pick a platform, same thing. Where are you going to house this? Is it going to be on Facebook? Is it going to be on LinkedIn, which I hear is like blowing up massively for business to business right now? That's probably what I would do if I was going to use your tactic of small business owners. And then is it going to be in-person networking or is it going to be over Zoom? Our personal opinion, you might want to use Facebook as a home base, even if you're doing all of the above, because you want to, again, meet people where they're at. People are already on Facebook, keep them there. Don't try to build out your own platform and put them there because, trust us, they won't use it. They'll stay right on Facebook.
Anyone heard of Workplace? No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Next
They
step.
try to get us off Facebook, but it doesn't work.
Next step.
All right. Back to what is their problem, right? We are small business owners. So what has been some problems that we've struggled with in building a real estate business, right? Maybe where to find employees, where to hire employees, how to write a job description. Like, we think some of this stuff is so basic, but small business owners struggle with this, and they actually get roadblocked from it and paralyzed, and they don't move forward, right? Maybe some resources on how to do background checks, marketing, exposure, how to build a brand, okay, hold on, let me finish this and then I'm gonna circle back. How to do a correct website, how to build ad copy and creative, right? How to maybe start a social media page, how to grow their social media, how to get reviews on Google My Business. Now, here's the cool thing about this. You don't have to be an expert in all of these things. Okay? You just have to be the connector, and you have to know somebody who's the expert in these things and help those small business owners find resources. So don't get caught in the weeds on this where I can't do this because I don't know how to build a website. Well, neither do I. But I can find somebody who can build a website, right? So just be the solution to their problem by connecting them with resources. Yeah. And step 4, you just show up. You just have to continue to show up.
Some of you guys might be wondering kind of where the bridge is, right? But the bridge is if you help people in their own lives, if you help them improve their businesses, if you help them improve their quality of life, then you're building that know, like, and trust factor, right? Which we all know that is the key piece to real estate. So you help them over here on the community side, you're building relationships, and now all of a sudden you're their choice as well, not only for their own real estate needs, but you better believe they're going to share your information with everybody, right? And like we said, you just show up. It's really easy. You just have to do one thing. You have to show up every day, 6 hours a day for the last 20 years, right? It's easy. Anybody can do it. But really, that's what it's about, right? Is consistency and discipline and just being the person that you're saying that you're going to be, actually walking the talk, right?
And then, we had one other slide. That's okay. What I'm going to tell you to do is, ladies, this is your invitation. Sorry, guys. We don't have Guys with Grit built yet. We did buy the domain, but
we'll sell it to you for no, just kidding.
This is for ladies in the room. Please scan that QR code. It'll send you to our group. And then for everyone in this room, we did have another QR code that was supposed to come up here. I don't know what happened, but we're giving you our 8-figure blueprint worksheet, our workbook. It's like 5 pages. If you go to our Instagram, Girls of Grit Collective, so pull up Instagram, go to Girls of Grit Collective, click the link in the bio. It's right there at the top, BUILD24, and you'll see it right there, basically giving you the worksheet of what you need to do to build your community. And I think that's probably all we have. If you guys have any questions, ladies, about the community, our coaching, anything like that, we have a booth out there. Go speak to Amanda, and we're happy to kind of connect you and plug you into our community. But I think it's time to eat.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.